The only relationships that will last long term successfully are as followed: when the man loves the woman way more than the woman loves the man, or when the man and women love each other equally. And the common denominator here is that the man has to be fully fucking invested. The thing is, that lopsided relationship where the woman loves the man more is going to fail because she is putting in overtime. A woman will always put in effort in the relationship.
I think the first thing she got wrong is the common denominator piece about that all women are fully invested in relationships, no matter what relationship they're in.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a really bold statement, and it might be hard to substantiate, but I could understand that there's some frustration behind maybe her experiences, but I think it's really hard to call it that all relationships and like kind of use those type of absolute vernacular. I think that's probably where I can't really agree with some of what she's saying.
I think what's missing part of this conversation is that this is based on love and not on commitment. And for long term relationships, commitment is something that brings the relationship into its fullest development.
Relationship to make it work, whereas man has to feel fully invested in the relationship in order to make the changes necessary, in order to communicate effectively, in order to put work into the relationship. If you're a woman watching this and you are stuck on that crusty dusty ass man, this is your sign to take your energy back. Put it back into yourself, put it back into someone who is going to treat you like the fucking queen that you are.
Yeah, again, she's talking in absolutes. I think that's the problem with this content creator, where it says women will always. That's just a big and broad statement. Again, because she's stereotyping women.
Yeah, definitely. And to add to that, I think where she says, whereas man has to feel fully invested in the relationship in order to make it work or make the changes necessary, it just also seems very subjective, and it also sounds like she's speaking for a man, and that's a tough position to be in. So she has to be really careful when doing so because I'm sure there's plenty of men out there who could probably not agree with that statement. And when she puts herself out on the line like that, it's easy to get trapped by your own words.
Well, I think what's missing is that I think for both parties, both of them have to see the value in the relationship in order to invest, and in order for a relationship to last, is that there's this assumption that women automatically come into a relationship and will be investing. It almost makes it seem as if not we're not intellectually engaging or like evaluating the partner that we're with. It's that we have this altruistic values, this that we are really kind of born into being bred or socialized into saying that we want to be in a relationship. And therefore, because we're females, we have the qualities to make a relationship last, and that we're willing to sacrifice for a relationship to mature in the long term. And I don't think that's true. There's many women that would probably evaluate a relationship and say, you know what, I'm not going to fully invest, and this is not going to be something long term, and this is going to be short term. And I think that's just very short sighted on her end.
I would caution anyone listening to the advice saying if you're a woman and you're stuck on someone who's crusty or dusty, I would change it to maybe if you are in a relationship and you feel like you're investing more than your partner, that you should evaluate that together and see where you're putting your energy in your relationship. Because if you're both putting energy into the relationship, what sort of things do you need to change? What sort of things do you need to grow in to make the relationship work? Or is it one sided on either side that's not healthy or good?
Yeah, great point. And just to add to that, uh, just to critique her a little bit, it's funny because when she first started talking, she was talking about how there's three types of relationships, and if the woman loves the man more in the relationship, that it wouldn't work. But now she's translating it to like if you're a woman and you're stuck in that crusty, dusty ass man. It sounds like what she's saying is if you're a woman and you love your man more than he loves you, then that automatically translates to that man being a crusty, dusty ass man. And I disagree with that. I think that is there's definitely a lot to dig into here, but for you to jump from your woman and you're stuck with that that's that sort of man that you need to get your energy back. There's a lot more to look into, but I would say that that's where her train of logic just falls off the rail for me.
Mm-hmm. I think I do have a little bit of like I take issue to there being a lack of accountability on a woman's end to be able to evaluate the person that they want to engage with and be in a relationship with. I think it's very important, just as an adult, to be cautious, not to be cautious, but to just to evaluate the partner that you're getting into a relationship with. Um,
Yeah, and just to wrap it up, I think this content creator is wrong because she is focused on the queen aspect, and it could be, there's kings and queens, but they should need to be equal when it comes to a relationship. And energy put in is energy received, and you should not, it shouldn't be one sided.
Like, comment, and subscribe for more content.